I don't know what just happened. Back. But let's see.
Oh,
I don't know what just happened.
no idea
This
what just happened.
I didn't even touch my phone. But I just invited everybody back. I The phone's so far from me. Let's see.
Cassandra just texted and said Mercury is in retrograde.
It has to
I think
be.
Mercury is drinking Gatorade.
Oh, but it's back. I think everybody just came back.
Okay, everybody's
It's a
back.
shortage of the group. It's a shortage in the group chat.
But this is why I don't like Instagram Live. Oh my gosh, hey Tati girl. Do y'all know Tati? Tati Coakley?
No,
I
should
don't with
we?
her.
Oh, yeah.
I'm obsessed with her. Okay, let me. I feel like I'm fortunate. I feel like it might be the Paradise. Okay, there we
Okay,
go. There we go.
we're
I
back.
don't know because I'm in control of ending the live, so I don't know what I hit. Hands are back
I,
here.
Elon Musk must be about to buy IG or something.
Yeah.
Okay, we were in intros.
We were in,
Intros.
because I'm Dina Monroe, the Paradise and Vibe Retreat host, and we have Ayana, the Yoga Bay, and Cassandra, the founders of Paradise and Vibe. And y'all talk a little bit about the vibes.
Okay. Paradise and Vibe is a wellness community. We activate wellness retreats all over the world. Our retreats are absolutely phenomenal in phenomenal destinations. We have been to Morocco, South Africa, Bali, Fiji, Costa Rica, Jamaica, and we are headed to Iceland with Jazz. And we're going back to Costa Rica for a special hot yoga retreat in December. And we've got a special guest teaching a workshop there as well. The Elizabeth Gilbert is teaching another workshop with Paradise and Vibe for a hot yoga retreat. So just to run down what a retreat is like, we usually have amazing workshops that help with your mindset and wellness around mindset. We have yoga, we have meditation, we have group excursions and group activities. Um, and that's a short little rundown of what we do. Ayana, you want to tell them a little more about who we are?
Yes, I would love to. So Cassandra and I earlier we were discussing what Paradise and Vibe really is. And we were like, are we a group trip? No. Are we a girls trip? No. Do we do those things? Yes. But really what we do is we facilitate mindset shifts. That's what we do. We've we were birthed in 2021 and since then we've just hit the ground running. What we do is a little hard to explain because it's so real and it's so huge. But to be honest, we help transform mindsets. That's what we do. And we do that through travel, community, wellness, play, adventure. And what I'm most excited about is to introduce our audience to you, Jazz, because I think your beginnings are very, very, very interesting and inspiring. How I think how you started and where you are now. And so I'd like to talk a little bit about that because that is why you're leading the workshops in Iceland. And that's why you're going to be talking about the topic of elevating your identity. So could you kind of lead into that?
And
No, I think what you said is perfect on two different notes. One, the whole idea like mind shifts. I think when we're talking about glow up, elevating your identity, changing your life. changing your life just looks like little intentional mindset shifts every single day. It could be, starting to journal every single day. It could be joining a workshop class, not a workshop class, a workout class. It could be, introducing yourself to that girl in your gym. Like, it's all these like little mindset shifts, like building up your confidence that lead to that like life changing, those huge changes. But it starts with those little mindset shifts. And then I think to your second point, you said it's kind of hard to explain because it's so real, it's so raw. I think that kind of goes back to me and anybody that doesn't know who I am. My name is Jasmine, Jazz Turner 16. And I create a lot of content on how to glow up, how to become your best self, how to elevate your identity, just everything to do with becoming the best you, your favorite self. And that came from my life falling apart. Like very real, very raw, very, glowing up isn't all like, luxury and all of this and that. Sometimes it's real and it's raw and it's ugly and it just, back then, like when my whole life was falling apart, I didn't really call it a glow up. I really was just trying to survive. I was really just trying to get back to myself and love myself in the most authentic way that I possibly could. And through that, when you kind of get on the other side of it, it's called a glow up, but it's not, it's real, it's raw, it's you, it's your journey. And I think something like this, like going on these retreats and everything like that, it's a part of that journey, which I think is so beautiful.
Absolutely. I love that you said like the glow up, the journey to the glow up. It is not pretty. It can be embarrassing. Sometimes you are like, "Am I on the way to my best?" Like, what, what's going on? Like, God, can you hear me? I love to hear people talk about the rawness of what you go to get to where you're going.
Yeah, it's refreshing online because it's very easy to see, it's I always like relate it back to, everybody sees, the end act, the applause and everything like that. They don't know what it took to even get to that stage, to even get that applause. And I think my content kind of shows how you even get to that point. So I'm very excited about all of this.
Getting to that point, can you kind of share with everybody your journey to Paradise and Vibe and a little
Yeah.
what you're going to be leading in the
So
workshop?
So I made a video on TikTok, and my YouTube girlies have heard me talk about this ad nauseum. But I think being a content creator was never, the plan. The plan was always to be a sports and entertainment attorney. Like that is just what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to come out to California, do the whole sports agent attorney thing. Like that was the plan that I kind of had in my head. And through twists and turns in my life, we're here, and I've kind of built up a like-minded community of women focused on self-healing and love and everything like that. And we all just kind of like vibe together. And I think, as a content creator, you get very, very focused for some reason on brand trips. Like brand trips are like the big thing. It kind of feels like a resume marker. And I quickly realized that I'm a different kind of content creator. I'm a little, I feel like I'm a little bit more impactful. I have a very deep community. I feel like it's all a sisterhood. And as a content creator, I was like, yeah, I want to be invited to these brand trips, but I was like, I feel like I'm called to something bigger. And when I was thinking about it, I did a couple speaking engagements back at my business school, and I loved it. I love public speaking and everything like that. And I was like, you know what I think it is? I think as a content creator, as a wellness content creator, as a self-love content creator, my impact needs to be in person. It might start out on social media, but it has to be in person. And I was like, what does that look like? That looks like speaking engagements. That looks like wellness retreats and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I was kind of just looking for like the right opportunity, the right group of women, the right time and everything to pour into, meeting my following, your following in person, and just giving just like, I don't know. I just feel like I want to be in person with my girls. And when Paradise and Vibe approached me, I like texted my manager. I was like, "This is it. Like, this is what we've been talking about. That's so crazy. I've been manifesting this. I've been writing it down. More speaking engagements. More this. More that." And I saw it was in Iceland. I was like, this is very interesting. This is very, very interesting. I'm sure we'll get into it later. But and then we talked on a call, and everything just kind of aligned. Like the community is aligned, the mission aligned. It felt good in my heart. Like so we're here today on live on a weekday, just it makes me very happy because I feel like our communities are like virtually meshing together right now, but then you have a chance in person in Iceland to also mesh together, which makes me really excited.
Super excited. That mesh, the Paradise and Vibe mesh of I've been on every single retreat with the girls and the men that
Hmm.
attend. Always so cool because there is a different vibe for each trip, and it's a different recipe and a different mix up. And so I personally am so excited to be doing this live with you and to meet you in person and to experience learning how to elevate.
Hmm.
Sometimes you think you're on the right path, and everybody has their own ways, but it's always so inspiring to learn other tips. So can you give everybody just like a little piece of the workshop that they would get to experience in coming to Iceland? Give us some little hints.
I'm really, really excited. So it's called Elevating Your Identity. And I've been thinking about this for a few months now. And I mentioned this to on our call, but I was thinking about all the questions that I get asked time and time and time and time again. Sometimes I get into like moods where it's like I done shared all the glow up tips I possibly can. Like, what else y'all want me to talk about? Like they said I want more, they want more. I'm like, I don't know what else you want from me. But I get a lot of questions on how do I like I love your tips and everything like that. But I'm a mom. I'm a single mom. I'm a shift worker. I'm a nurse. I live at home right now. Like, how can I personally elevate my life, elevate my identity, and everything like that? And that kind of really struck me. So I wanted to create it. I believe it's 2 hours. Like, this isn't no little bitty 30-minute talk. Like, I wanted to create something really intensive that's really personalized to your situation that you can truly apply to your life. And when you talk about elevating your identity, there's so many studies on this in general that you can't make any change in your life if you do not align your identity to that life that you want. If you constantly call yourself lazy, even in casual conversations, you're like, girl, I'm so lazy, or girl, I can never get this done. Affirmations work both ways. You are affirming yourself as an identity as a lazy person. How do you think you're going to be a productive person? You're just going to wake up? No, you affirm that identity. I'm a productive person. I can do this. I do get things done. I do get things done at my own pace. All of a sudden, bit by bit and through tips and learned things, you elevate your identity and your actions start aligning and you start to manifest an entire new life for yourself just by affirming that identity. So I want to delve into that a little bit more. I want to share all of my tips and tricks. I want to apply it to everybody's life that I possibly can. I think it's great to kind of scroll on social media, but I think it's something completely different to be in a room and to feel that energy with other people that are also on that journey, to not only learn from me but learn from others, but also if you're comfortable, tell your own story and let that speak for yourself. So very excited.
Oh, girl, we're all excited. I always, whenever I leave a Paradise and Vibe experience, because that's exactly what it is from start to finish, I feel restored. I feel rejuvenated. I feel like, you know what? I can do this. And I've made new friends along the way. And so, man, I feel so inspired to sometimes you look at like the people you're around and you keep continuing to attract. And this is just a beautiful group of women.
I
Shout out to
I said this on a podcast the other day, and I was like, I love when I log on and I see women on my timeline winning, because that just means God is in my neighborhood. Like, whenever I see women winning, I'm like, oh, he got me next. Like, that's really exciting to me.
I love that. One more question about your workshops. Are you one of those workshop leaders where you're interactive, people get to participate?
Absolutely. Like, I don't see how else it could be. I'm not about to just sit up there and talk to you. I feel like, in essence, Paradise and Vibe is about community, and community is talking and it's sharing your stories, it's receiving, it's giving, and it's a give and take. So I mean, I used to hate when I was in class and they're just like, talk to the person beside you. No, I don't want to. It's not gonna be like that. It's going to be truly, little things like weaved into the workshop that lets you get to know the people around you and the people that you're sharing the space with, but ultimately gets to know you as well. I think the only way to really like learn sometimes is through connections in relationships. You can do all the work on your own, but you'll really elevate yourself and elevate your self-love journey when you start interacting with other people. It'll show you a lot. So it has to be interactive.
What do you think when you started your wellness journey, your elevation journey, if you will, was the top thing that you were like, this is what I have to elevate?
That's a good question. I think, oh, this is going to sound corny. Back to Ayana's part, my mindset.
Hmm.
I think just like all of us, probably we have lore. Like, we have a past. It's like, girl, what? And I think I attached my identity so much towards validation. I can't lie to you. Like, I loved saying that I was in law school. Like, I loved having that kind of stamp of external approval. And I felt like my job or, school gave me my identity. And, obviously when that was taken away from me, or I took it from me, actually, I hated law school. That's another story. When I decided to step away from law school, I realized, I was like, damn, girl, do you have an identity? Or is it just this, person that's really academic and like this bad bitch that can just do everything, like who are you? And it took a while, but I really realized that it was my mindset and it was my identity that needed the biggest change, because everything that I did was an identity surrounded upon law school, becoming a lawyer, becoming a sports and entertainment attorney. When you take away those kind of external materialistic kind of identities, like, who are you? Are you a caring person? Are you a hardworking person? Do you it's just, who are you as a person? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do outside of work and everything like that? I think I quickly realized that validation and tying my identity to other people's opinions of me, because if you don't form your own identity, people will form it for you
Hmm.
very quickly, very, very quickly. And then when those people leave, as they should be, you're going to be left with nothing. And if you don't have a good core within yourself, a good identity, 2 feet on the ground, then this world will sway you. And if you feel like you kind of are always rocking with the wind, that's why these kind of retreats and these type of spaces and these types of communities are so important to get back to you. So yeah, long answer, but
Great answer. Great answer. With Paradise and Vibe, we do these workshops. We're excited to have you on these workshops, but we're also excited to tell you about this itinerary. What
I'm excited.
best the best curators, itinerary curators. So Ayana and Cassandra, I'm gonna let y'all tell the activities we got going.
Say that. I'm sorry. It cut out a little bit. Say that one more time.
I wanted you to go through some of the details of our activities, our excursions that we'll be partaking
Oh,
in.
oh. Can I do it? Okay, so full disclosure, I've been to Iceland before. I went in 2019, and to this day, it's still one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Um, and I just ran down a list of the places we've been, but Iceland is just has a special place in my heart. It's beautiful, it's so relaxing, you feel so safe. So, with that being said, one of the things I really felt there was very well rested and rejuvenated. So, that's why this theme is restore. And some of the things that we're going to do to restore, we're going to be visiting the Blue Lagoon, which I'm sure a lot of people have seen on social media. Beautiful. They've got skincare treatments. It's really healing for ailments in your body. If you've got like certain issues with like lower back pain, or in fact, when I went, I'd fallen off of a scooter in Atlanta and hurt my back and my left wrist, and I was in a lot of pain before I went, and I remember getting into the hot spring, and then like literally maybe 24 hours later feeling like the pain had kind of started to go away. And then there's quite a few hot springs. You can find them on the side of the road. So we went to another one. And by the time I went to that second one, the pain basically dissipated. So hot spring visit to the Blue Lagoon is on the itinerary. We're going to be visiting an ice cave, glacier ice cave visit. We're going to be seeing the Northern Lights, and this year is one of the best years to see it. It's one of the strongest, I believe, solar storms or something to that effect. I'm probably not saying that correctly, but it's very strong and prevalent this year. And it'll be, I think, the last year, probably for hundreds of more years before it shows up again. So we're going to be doing a midnight cruise to see the Northern Lights. And am I leaving anything out, Ayana?
Outside of excursions, friend, I think you nailed it on the
Oh,
head.
group
Yeah,
dinner. We're gonna
yeah.
have group dinners, workshops, yoga, and meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah.
This is
Can I can I ask a question real quick before I forget? Okay, Jazz, what's the second book you bought on your glow up journey?
That's a great.
That's
I
so
might have to steal that for a
random.
little
I
dinner
love
party
that.
question.
Because
That's a good
the first
question.
the second one, the first book is usually like the general, like a very general, but that second book is like, okay.
I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. So obviously, when shit has hit the fan in your life, you start researching self-help books. I feel like that's all of us. Like, help me. I need help. ASAP. So the second book that I read, so I got like the general self-help books and everything like that. And to Medina's question, I was like, oh, this is more than just kind of changing my circumstances. Like, this is deeper. This is deeper. So I read, and I don't feel like it's talked about as much as it should. The other book is talked about a lot, but it's called The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weiss. Have you ever heard of it?
I
Ooh.
So everyone knows 100. I'm sure you've seen 101 things that will change, or 101 essays that will change the way that you think. You'll see it all on social media and everything like that. But her other book is called The Mountain Is You, and literally the subtitle is like a guide on self sabotage. Like, it's one of those books that you read it and you're like, be quiet, like like you're reading me for felt. And honestly, to be very transparent, I think I'm almost done. This was all the way back. I'm almost done with the book because it is so like it hits me. It hits me very deep. I can't just read it really through. I start thinking about stuff in my life. And what I love about self-help books can be very deep. But if you read them at different points in your life, they speak to different things in your life.
Mhm.
So every single time I pick up The Mountain Is You on self sabotage, I realize I'm self sabotaging in another area of my life that needs fixing. Um, so right now, to be very yeah, The Mountain Is You
the mountain
by
is you.
Brianna Weiss.
Okay.
Right now, I'm reading the book, and what keeps going in my head is I found, like most influencers, the bigger you become on social media, the less social you become.
Mhm.
I feel like I only exist online nowadays. Like, it's hard for me to come out anymore. I kind of just film and edit, and I go about my day. So I'm reading this book, and I was like, all right, what's really going on here? Like, why? Because you can accept an invite or whatever. Like, why are you self-sabotaging this area of your life? So it's just a very, very, very good book.
Ordering it now.
Yeah, all of a sudden
Same.
sales go up. It's a good one, but read it maybe when you haven't had the best day. You got to be in your bed and be
Mhm.
ready to work.
Mm.
That's
Good
sounds
question.
good.
Love
Yeah.
that. I saw a few questions in the comments that stood out to me. Somebody asked, "Is there an age range for this trip, or a typical age range that comes out?" And I will say something first, and then I'll let you ladies actually give the facts of the numbers. I have seen it all. I remember one trip. I think this was in the first time we went to Costa Rica, and there was someone there that was maybe in her 50s. But then we have people there that I think her name was Khadijah. Y'all remember Khadijah? She came and
She was
she
in
was,
her
oh,
60s.
she was in her
She was a
60s. Black don't cry.
grandmother. She was a grandmother.
Remember, she came, had a good time. You have people in their 20s. You have people who are students in school. You have people in their 30s. Like, it is the range of types of people that attend a Paradise and Vibe retreat. So if you're watching this live and you're like, dang, I'm about to be 60, I'm going to be too old to go. No, girl, no, you're not. And you
Mhm.
can still elevate
I
and
feel like
glow up.
it's important to have all those different age ranges because everybody learns from each other. Like I feel like you have that's one of the things I love about my YouTube community. My YouTube community is it's very similar. It ranges a lot. And I feel like if you don't have that mix in these type of wellness retreats, like everyone can learn from each other.
Everyone.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But
I
the
think
fact
the
of the matter is, oh, go ahead.
just real quick, the youngest that's ever been on our trip, she was 19, and the oldest. How old is Jonathan's mom?
No, older.
Your Nana.
Nana,
How old is Nana?
77.
Oh, not
77.
bad.
And she loved it. I mean, it was a once in a lifetime experience for her. Yeah.
Wisdom is everything. Someone just put that in the chat. I agree. Wisdom is and wisdom, I mean wisdom comes with age, but it also just comes with life, you know? You can be 27 and teach someone that was 55, and you could be 65 teaching someone that was 19, like important.
Girl, you can be a 3-year-old and have
Kids, oof.
somebody said wisdom has no age.
Yeah.
That is the babies. Oh, the babies now.
It's cuz they just be saying anything with no filter. They'd
Yeah.
be like, "You look sad today." Like fair.
Clock it.
Okay. And then they'll like do a cartwheel. What?
Oh, that's kids.
I
Oh my gosh.
love it. If anybody has any questions that you have in the comments, make sure you ask them so that Jazz can answer them if they're for her. If you have any questions about Paradise and Vibe, let us know. Let us know, because someone said, where else are you guys going? We have Costa Rica coming up after Iceland.
Costa Rica after Iceland, and then next year, you guys, if you don't know, if you're here and you just got here, or you've been here, if you don't know, you have to know us. You got to follow us, because when I tell you 2025, baby,
Going
is
up.
the is not the it's not the year to miss a Paradise and Vibe trip. So make sure you are following Paradise and Vibe on Instagram. Stay tuned. Sign up for our interest list, and we will keep you posted.
Now, Jazz, I have a question for you, because I've been wondering and I've been stalking you on Instagram, and I can't wait to meet you in real life.
Uh-huh.
Oh, by the way, we have a day retreat giving people a little taste of Paradise and Vibe on September 22nd at Old Fourth Ward Park. Y'all are in Atlanta, come and get a little taste of that. But Jazz, in packing for Iceland, what types of clothes are you packing?
That's very interesting that you just asked me that because I was on TikTok live the other day. Somebody was like, "What you bringing, girl?" You know what's very interesting, and I'm gonna trust my gut feeling on this. I am actually going to. I want to bring the looks.
Uh-huh.
I want to bring the looks. I want to take some pictures, like especially if I'm gonna be up there speaking. I'm actually looking at all African women designers. It's very niche. It's very like, girl, what? I don't know. I feel called to it. Just I feel like it's Iceland, but I don't know. Something makes me want to bring out vibrant colors. It makes me want to bring out the greens and the blues, and I feel like the African women designers just have it on lock, and the textures and everything like that. So in terms of like the clothes and the looks, I hope people are bringing the looks. Like I want to take cute group pictures. I want to take some good content with everybody. Like, bring the looks. Obviously a coat. How cold is it there? Are we talking like freezing?
It's when we were last there, and I need to check November temperatures just to make sure. It depended on where you went in the country. So in the city, it was 40s, 30s.
Okay.
So your typical winter stateside, because even though it's named Iceland, it's really not all ice.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, However, we went to the Black Sand Beach. So when we went, we're like Game of Thrones enthusiasts. So we went to all the locations that they shot a lot of the North of the Wall, sort of. Yeah, a lot of North of the Wall was shot in Iceland. So we went to the Black Sand Beach where they sailed off to go north of the wall. And that was the coldest I've ever been in my entire life.
So some coats.
No.
Yes, yes, you need coats and undergarments. I would definitely, but it was primarily because of the wind
Mhm.
and it's the ocean. Like it was a bunch of things in combination to why that was very cold. Um, but it was pretty cold. Everything else was like 30s, 40s, totally manageable, wasn't
Okay.
too bad.
Some coats, maybe a boot or
A
two.
cute boot. I would wear if you can get the undergarments for skiing that keeps you warm. They have technology to keep you warm from your body heat. I would recommend grabbing a pair. I did not have that, but I did go snowboarding in 2020, so now I have it. I'm bringing that, and I would recommend to definitely bring an undergarment to keep you warm.
Now,
Yes.
how are you going to wear your hair in the cold weather? Are we doing universal black girl braids? Are we doing a wig? Are we doing natural? How are we doing hair? Slick?
I feel like I'm always the I get this question in every scenario 50 million times a day on every single platform. Girl, how are you working out with your hair? Girl, how are you going to this location with your hair? Everybody's going to hate my answer, and I'm going to keep on saying it. It's hereditary. I don't sweat. I
Really?
I don't sweat. It's hereditary. My mom doesn't sweat. My grandmother doesn't sweat. I overheat though because my body can't cool itself down. So I be wearing my hair.
Oh,
However, but I feel like it's Iceland. So if you want to bring out the sewing and the silk press, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I-
I'm probably so I'm a closure girly right now.
Mhm.
We're trying to grow back the I always say my hair is heat trained and people are like, how do I get my hair heat trained? I was like, heat damage. That's it's the gentrified word for heat damage. That's what we're doing. Yeah, girl, I think I could closure, sew in behind the hairline. I did braids and I loved braids. But I feel like 3 weeks into braids, sometimes I just want to bust down. Just want some inches.
I feel you. I've been since Fiji, and it's time for them to come out. I just haven't had the time.
Oh no, they look great. I love a goddess braid.
Thank you. So,
Mhm.
okay, everybody, before we come to an end, and again, if you're here in the live with us, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. If you are interested in booking a Paradise and Vibe trip, we do have a firm. Go to paradiseandvibe.com to book that now. I want everybody to go around and say, if there is currently an area in your life that needs elevation, what is
Can I name 5? Please.
it? We'll start with Yoga Bay.
No, friends, let me come back. Let me hear what y'all say, and then I'm gonna jump in.
I
Okay.
gotta think. I gotta think. I gotta
Right,
think.
I gotta think.
I'll
Go,
go.
Go,
okay.
Brand.
I every Paradise and Vibe retreat, it's been a slow burn for me, but in the lane of health, every retreat I walk away with something and I add it to my toolkit to become a healthier version of myself. So I would say right now I am in the process of elevating my
Mhm.
health. I'm in the process of elevating my appearance. I know y'all see the new ginger. I recently decided to become a ginger. And then I am elevating my mindset in terms of expansion in all aspects. I'm an abundant girly, but I am just like I am beaming. I'm like down. I'm just in download mode when it comes to expanding I guess, my abundant mindset. So those are my three things.
Oh, I love that. I love. I,
I have one, but I don't think I'm doing a good job of it. But we're trying, and I'll explain myself. I want to elevate, same thing, but two things: my financial literacy and my financial discipline. And I say that because twofold. One, I think my parents were great, but I probably didn't learn as much as I should have about student loans, about credit card scores, credit cards, everything like that. And I think it's, the thing about your glow up journey, or if you want to take trips like this, wellness retreats, is like that it's an investment. And unfortunately, investment takes money, and money takes financial discipline. You know what I mean? So it's interesting in my life right now, now that I'm, making money for myself, how do you stay disciplined and stay like humble and down, but also treat yourself and also have that mindset of abundance at the same time? Unfortunately, your glow is going to take some money and it's going to take some discipline. I don't think enough people talk about the financial aspect of a glow up journey, that it's going to take some discipline. And I think I'm right there with my community, with trying to just teach myself things that I probably should have learned earlier, but it's all a journey. We're trying to elevate it as I come from Rodeo Drive. But we're trying to elevate it.
I love that, and I love the honesty. And it's so funny that you say that because the other day I was in a little financial pickle, and me and my boyfriend had a conversation about finances. He's really good with finances, and I said something like, "Oh, I'll figure it out." He was like, "Stop, hey,
Discipline.
we don't do the I'm gonna figure it out. We don't do that. Let's make plans." And like you said, that obedience, that just getting it together. But what I was gonna say, something that I need to elevate is my confidence. And that has been something that's been hard for me to admit because in some areas I'm very confident. And as my awareness grows, I start to realize I've just got my real estate license and it's a world that's so different for me. And when I get in certain rooms, I confidence out the window. And I'm like, oh no, baby girl, we gotta fix this. We gotta fix this. We got to elevate this confidence in all realms. It shouldn't be we go into a certain room and because you might not know certain things, that doesn't mean you can't learn it. And that doesn't mean that someone that new or you know what I mean? It's like, wow, we gotta get this together, girl. And it's hard. It was hard to admit.
It
So
is.
confidence would be mine.
Dina, that was so real. That was so real, Brandon. That was real. I think I think I'm elevating my mindset.
Mm.
That's what I'm doing. When you when you come from a background of lack, it it shows up, but it shows up in invisible ways.
It
You
does.
know, it's a sneaky it's a she's a sneaky little thing, but I'm elevating my mindset and a little bit of what Cassandra said, a little bit of what Medina said, a little bit of what you said. But I'm gonna tie mine up in just my overall mindset about things. And I think that's going to be like a lifelong journey for me. But strap me up, baby. I'm down to ride.
Mm-hmm. And
So
that makes me think of two things that just immediately came to mind. It's interesting when you come from a background of lack, or lack of confidence, lack of this, whatever it might be. And then you reach a certain point, like the tools that you learn to survive aren't always the tools you need to thrive.
Mhm.
They're two different things, and to make that transition is really, it's really hard to do. And then secondarily, with mindset and everything like that, I think, and I've been wanting to make a video about this, but I don't know how to like articulate it. I think some people think of like a glow up journey or a self love journey as like, I think they have like a time in their head, like, oh, it's going to be like a 2 year self-love journey, or when I get to this point, it's going to be your self-love journey, your glow up journey is the rest of your life. Once you decide you want better for yourself, like your glow up journey is forever. Like you just
Mhm.
decided it. It never ends. You never stop working on yourself. Like that's honestly the beauty in it all. You never stop working for yourself. You never stop loving yourself. You never stop trying for yourself every single day. And to your point, that's just a lifelong journey at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
I know, Kiera, we've got a few more minutes. We've only got a few more minutes, but one of our OG attendees is in here. Her name is Kiera. And Kiera, if you're drop the age that you were when you came to, I think your first retreat with us was Costa Rica.
Mhm.
But I specifically remember after Kiera, so Kiera was at Costa Rica and she definitely was at Bali. But I remember seeing Kiera in Bali versus here in Costa Rica, I was like, okay, hold on, wait, what's
Home
going
first.
on? Do
Yeah,
you remember? Do y'all remember that?
I do.
Oh, and then
Yes, my
Kira
sad
was at
sister. I
Tulum.
remember.
Wait, I got you. Costa Rica, Bali, and Tulum. It was seeing Kira at Tulum, and I was like, okay, friend, what's going on? She was on a yacht dancing, choreographing, and when we met Kira was very much like
Very
Client.
she was this,
demure.
she
Very
was
demure.
she was very is that what demure? She was very demure, but
Very
Uh-huh.
she
demure.
she was trying to find her footing, her expression, her voice, and baby, Tulum came and bowed,
That's
and
I mean,
so
that's what these things do.
here I've been friend. Am I lying?
we see you, kid.
Mm-mm.
No.
We
No, she's
see you,
shy.
Kiki.
Um,
Yes.
I had a couple people ask questions before the live, like on my Instagram story, but a lot of them were like logistical questions. So I don't know if they should just go to the website, sign up for the interest form. Like I got a lot of like, where do I sign up? How much is it? Can I pay over time? Like I just got like a lot of logistical questions. If we can maybe answer those in next couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys follow, if you go to our Instagram page, follow us. There's a link in our bio where you can actually go on and sign up for an interest list and all of the information that you're looking for, price, dates, accommodations, all of those things, they're addressed there. We do have payment plans and there's zero interest payment plans. And we also have a firm. So if you're interested in doing a firm, you can also do that as well.
And I think one of the questions was accommodations, lodgings, everything like that.
Yes, so if you go on, you can
Oh,
see
okay, yeah.
that. Yep. Go on, and it'll give you details and information on that. And if you need further clarification, we can further clarify. Just shoot us an email.
And I want to
And
let everybody know if you're planning on traveling solo and you're like, oh, is coming alone okay? A lot of our attendees come by themselves, and you can have the option to be paired with a roommate. If you have a bestie, her birthday's coming up, and you're like, this would be a great birthday trip, bring your bestie. Or if you're like, my man needs a glow up too, and he need to elevate them finances, you could bring your man.
We both do, both of them.
people bring their part. We have couples all the time, so couples are totally welcome. There's someone asking in the comments about speakers and if we're looking for speakers. And the answer is always yes. We're always looking to collaborate with people to provide valuable content to our audience. Shoot us an email and just pitch yourself, tell us what you do, what your ideas are, but just shoot us an email and we'll definitely respond.
That's also to that point what I like so much about this specific retreat, because I think we talked about this. It's going to be vibey, it's going to be excursions and everything like that, but at the end of the day, it's the workshops as well. It's the speakers. Like you're really about to sit down and learn some stuff at the end of the day, and especially with my workshop, and I mentioned this a few times. What I'm going to share in my workshop, I'm not going to share on social media. Like you have to be there to hear this specific talk. So I'm very excited for all of the workshops and everything like that. You don't want to miss it.
You do not want to miss it. So again, everybody, Go to paradiseandvibe.com if you would like to get further information on traveling with us and our good sis Jazz. We would love to have you. You're going to make a new friend and you're going to learn a lot about yourself.
And if you stayed for this long and you DM the Paradise and Vibe page and DM Iceland, we may give you a little something,
Oh,
okay?
little gift. Very demure, very classy, very cutesy.
Very, very cutesy.
Yes. I hope to connect with you in Atlanta while you're
I
here.
know.
I'd love to have this podcast. And we hope to see you at the retreat September
Yes,
22nd.
I want to meet y'all in person when I finally make my way back to Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
Girl, I'm not going to be back to Atlanta till
Oh,
mid-September.
wow.
Ooh, good for you.
Jazz over there
No.
getting Jazz over there getting some money. You think you slick? You ain't in LA for 2-3 weeks and ain't collecting some
Okay, get that coin,
Something
sis.
very demure.
Very, very familiar.
Oh
Oh,
my
also
gosh.
for all of the Atlanta girlies, Medina mentioned earlier, but we do have a little bit of a snippet. It's called the Day Retreat. It's free. Sign up online, come out. We're going to have a workshop. Our amazing workshop speaker in Fiji, who actually lives in Australia,
Mhm.
she'll be leading a workshop. We have sound bowl, meditation, and am I leaving? Oh, yoga, duh, yoga. So please come out. And if you're in Atlanta and enjoy a Sunday afternoon with nothing to do at the beginning of fall, September 22nd. So sign up online and hopefully we will meet you there. And if not there, we'll see you in Iceland.
See you in. Bye, y'all.
Yes, bye y'all. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Bye.